This morning I woke up and the first image I saw on social media was the picture of Romeo Agresti. Look at that picture. He is in Norway, already there for the game of tomorrow. Bodo Glimt against Juventus, match day 5 in Champions League. What a beautiful picture. The landscape, the village at night with all these lights on, the mountain in the back, the snow everywhere. Really a Christmas feeling, fairy tale feeling. And I hope that it continues also bringing us a gift back from that fantastic, beautiful village, the 3 points. 3 points and nothing else. I would have loved to be there because I never visited the country, because they all tell me that it's extremely beautiful. Yes, it's true, it's -8 in the morning. Disaster situation in terms of weather, but I would have really loved to be there. Also because I heard that a lot of Juventini would be there, so meeting a lot of new Juventini of the world would have been a fantastic, beautiful opportunity. On the other side, I need to say that I would have loved to be there also to support our guys, because let's not lie about it, we are in a difficult moment and they need our support. It's true that we are allowed to criticize them, and we are here to criticize them, and today we will continue to criticize them because they are not doing well. Look back at the video of yesterday, but they need support. They need support because we are risking this Champions League, but also the next one. This one, at the moment, as we speak, we are 26th out of 36, and you know that only the first 24 are going through for the playoffs. We are risking the playoffs if we don't shake up things, if we don't wake up immediately. But also in Serie A, at the moment we are 6th with Como to play today. We could eventually be 7th at -7 from Roma. Things have not been decided yet. It's still long, but with the average points at the moment we are out. Out of the run for qualifying to Champions League, with Bologna that is flying, with Como that is doing well, with Roma that is there, with Milan that yesterday won the Derby della Madonnina. Attenzione, please wake up, and today I want to speak about drastic changes that I'm expecting from Luciano Spalletti. All of that in today's video. Put a maximum of like if you didn't yet, please continue to subscribe. Grazie, ciao, ciao Juventini of the world. My name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel. I hope you're all doing well. Speaking about Christmas feeling, that fairy tale feeling, well, what are you thinking about that atmosphere, about gifts, no? Well, push away a bit that Christmas feeling. Let's first speak about Black Friday. You know, I have always done it here on the channel when I'm spotting beautiful opportunities for Juventini. Well, I'm the first one to speak about, because we are speaking about Juve at 360 degrees. What is opening now? Black Friday week, from today, 24th, until the 30th of November, you have the opportunity to have some discounts on all things Juve. Speaking about the membership, you remember that video where I explained to you, and thank you for all the beautiful feedback, how you could become a member, what are the different levels of membership, the experience that you can live. Well, you have discounts there. You have discounts on the museum, on the ticketing. You have also discounts, of course, on the online merchandising, like, for example, the beautiful Vialli pack that I'm wearing, also that US pack, or also on the home shirt. So pay attention, it's the moment to do it. Speaking about gifts for Juve, the 3 points, but also for yourself, now we go back with pronti a cambiare, ready to change, ready to change. And this is what we were asking in the video of yesterday. This is what we are already asking since Spalletti arrived at Juve, where at the moment we didn't see a lot of changes. So that first change, what could it be already for the game of tomorrow? It's Conceição. Conceição, that you like how he's finishing or not finishing, the decision making or whatever, is a player that needs to start. No discussion about it, for a simple reason, because he's one that can give you something, a magic. And yes, also in Bodo, in that beautiful fairy tale landscape, we need some magic. Well, Conceição is the first one that can give it, and also because we have a double player there. We have a Conceição and we have a Džegrova, that in terms of way of playing, they are more or less with the same skills. One that is able to dribble the man to create superiority, but they are playing on the same pitch, on the same side of the field, which is sometimes problematic. A lot of people told me, Beppe, why didn't we enter Džegrova in the last game against Fiorentina? Well, because you just enter for the last 15 minutes Conceição, where you have double players with the same role. So according to me, one of the first things that Spalletti needs to change, not only for tomorrow, but also to give continuity for the remaining games of the season, is or you start Conceição, or you start Džegrova, and both of them, you can manage them, rotate them during the game. That's one of the first changes that I am expecting tomorrow. Start with Conceição, and then eventually play Džegrova. Pay attention for the field, because the field, we know it, it's synthetic field, it's not real grass. It will be extremely cold, really cold tomorrow. So the the ideal conditions are not there. We could risk potentially some injuries. Also, we play at 9 p.m. Italian time, which is not understandable because that's a game that, for example, should have been anticipated at least to 6 p.m. where you have, I'm not saying daylight because at 6 p.m. there is no daylight anymore, but maybe a bit less harsh temperatures. It is what it is. It is the calendar of UEFA. We need to respect it. So who could potentially be an ideal player for that game? We're speaking about Jonathan David. Jonathan David, Canadian, that is used to this kind of fields, that is used to this kind of temperatures. So if we're speaking about Iceman, that's how he has been presented. This is his nickname. Well, if we need tomorrow Iceman, well, that's the game of Jonathan David tomorrow. So that would be the second change that I would do personally. Gatti is in doubt. I heard that he has the flu. Not ideal if we are thinking about Gatti playing at minus 10 degrees tomorrow. Maybe it's not the ideal situation to play Gatti, but that's why we have a Cabal that already played a few minutes, a Kelly that is recuperated. So one of them, why not even both of them could potentially start the game of tomorrow. And I would love to see Koopmeiners again as a midfielder. Okay, he played 4 games as a center back, 3 beautiful games. He suffered a bit that duel against Moise Kean in the game of Fiorentina. We saw it, and Kean was really pointing out. And I know that if we are speaking about defensive skills, well, Koopmeiners is not a defender. He's one that he can build from the back, but now it's time to push him a bit more in the midfield. He's in his natural position. So I would love tomorrow, I don't know if he will do it or not, for Spalletti to change things, to say, okay, we tried, it is not working with a 3-man defense, because if we were winning the dirty games, why not? But we are not winning, so change. Go towards 4-man defense. I would personally change a lot tomorrow, going towards a 4-2-3-1. A 4-2-3-1 made of Di Gregorio into the goal, Cambiaso as a right back, Kalulu and Kelly coppia difensiva, the center backs. I would have loved to put Gatti there, but if he has the flu, he cannot play. And then Kostić on the left. I would go with a 2-man midfield at the moment, made of McKennie and Koopmeiners. You will tell me, Pepe, you are crazy. But look, I tell you, we need to change something in our build-up. We need to think offensively tomorrow because it's a must-win game. On the other side, Thuram is absolutely not performing, so a game of rest would not be bad for him. And I would love to try also Koopmeiners under Spalletti in that position. And why am I going with 2 instead of 3 midfielders? Because I want all our offensive players to play. I would love Conceição to start. I would love Yildiz to play in that 4-2-3-1. I would love Openda and Jonathan David that are alternating position there as a 10 and as a 9. 9, 10, 10, 9, 9, 10, 10, 9. That's what I would do tomorrow. I would go crazy. Am I crazy? Probably yes, but something needs to change. Something needs to change drastically. A man that you saw there is Filip Kostić. Filip Kostić, I will continue, is one of the guys that totally deserve to start. What a guy. I told you after the injury of Cabal, that was one of the players immediately where I said, now we need to count on him already. With Tudor and Spalletti understood it, he saw it, and he's starting, and he's already 2 goals. One under Brambilla, one under Spalletti, an important one in that 51 minute against Fiorentina that was bringing us at momentary at the 1-0, not only for the goal, but also for what he's giving on the field, not giving up. He showed that fighting spirit that we were expecting from much more players that didn't arrive. So Kostić, I would start. Now, on the other side, I read a tweet from Nico Roschira where I tell you, calma. Because Nico is telling us Filip Kostić would like a contract extension until 2028. I understand that he wants. Juve is thinking about it. Filip Kostić would even accept a 2027 with an option until 2028 contract. Calma. Calma, calma, calma. Because I would love that we are a bit more patient with that. You cannot expect Juventus to jump on contract extension after 2 beautiful games done. And no, because that's way too easy. Remember the talks about Dusan Vlahovic after 2 beautiful games immediately. And now we need to continue. Now we need to give him a contract extension because otherwise he will be gone at 0. Otherwise you lose a fantastic player. Calma. Calma. Continuity. That was the discussion for Dusan Vlahovic. This is the discussion for Filip Kostić. This is exactly the same discussion for McKennie, but for a lot of our players. Continuity before even thinking about jumping on things. Super important, because what we need, it's not the skills, etc. It's the personality. The personality, and Tacchinardi today in Tuttosport in an interview said what is missing to the team is character, leadership, personality, and that venom. Il veleno, that venom to really go for it totally. And you remember yesterday when I told you that I heard some stories from the past that I was reporting about locker room, that they didn't accept a draw, that when they came back from a draw, that it was a 0-0, 1-1, 2-2 or whatever, and I'm not even speaking about losses, but that they came back, they were not silent in the locker room. They were putting that locker room up and down because they were extremely nervous, because they didn't want to accept a draw, because at Juve a draw is synonym to a loss, because you're losing 2 points. Well, he said exactly the same, Tacchinardi, in Tuttosport. He's saying, in my locker room back then, it was not silent. That's why I was saying to Spalletti, what you hear and what you are referring us, that you are happy about, that they were silent because they were sad of not, this is not what you need to expect from them. Don't be silent. Ask them to have that revolution inside, that fire, to not accept a draw and to go and fight. That's why I'm telling you that it's super important, more than skills, and that the personality is super important. Because if we go back in the last 3 years, in the players that we signed, it's not about skills or not. It's about what they were performing when they were wearing that shirt. Look at Weah. Came in, came out. Did he really reach a level where we were saying, wow, Weah is a player that we want to keep? No. Well, he's doing extremely well at Marseille because it's a different shirt that you are wearing. Jalot, Alcaraz. And then we are speaking about last year. Koopmeiners that at the moment didn't perform. Douglas Luiz in and out, now at Nottingham. Thuram that started really well last season. I mean, the second part of the season was fantastic. We see the potential in him. But this season was not able to carry the team in moment of difficulty. We are expecting much better from Thuram. Cabal, that unfortunately a lot of time injured. Conceição is probably one of the ones that has that character. Then he needs to become better in that decision making, in finishing. But Conceição is a player that in terms of spirit is there. Received that also from Papa, that was like that. Nico Gonzalez is doing much better at Atletico Madrid than with Juve. He said that Juve was not myself anymore because Juve is Juve. Asic, that we need to see with more minutes. Di Gregorio, that some moments of difficulty there in the back. You remember that big collapse against Dortmund. Kalulu is one that showed personality even when he was playing out of position. Alberto Costa in and out. Renato Vega, it was alone. He was probably one of the players with personality, but we couldn't hold him. Kelly, that is actually surprising all of us. And then a Colomoni that was showing that he was good in that Juve that unfortunately we were not able to have. And then, if you're speaking about the signing of this season, Giagrova, Joao Mario, Openda, Jonathan David, at the moment, injury or no injury, tactical understanding or not, or contribution like Openda and Jonathan David, at the moment we don't see them. So before thinking about contract extensions, before thinking about what we need in terms of skills, it would be time, like Tacchinardi saying, that we are reviving again that personality, that character. And that's what I'm expecting already tomorrow in Bodo, because if they don't understand that tomorrow it's an in or out game, well, forget about it. Forget about this Champions League already, say goodbye already, and then already probably say goodbye to the next one, 26, 27, because in Serie A, you will need it. You will need that character. Super, super important. If you enjoyed that video, put a maximum of like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget there is also the link if you want to go for the Black Friday discounts. It's here below. Grazie, forza, Juve.